Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you are fine and fit and ready for your class. Welcome you all to the second online session 2020. Today is your biology class. So welcome you all to biology grade 9. This is Wasim Khan, your biology teacher. Starting with the name of Allah, and let's move toward our class. Today, inshallah, we will discuss about the last topic of our unit number 5, cell cycle, that is meiosis 2 and significance of meiosis, and after that we will solve the exercise MCQs. So let's begin the topic meiosis 2. But before going to the topic, let me recall a few things from previous topics. Dear students, as you study stepwise all the phases of cell cycle, first of all we study cell cycle in detail. Then we study about the two main phases of the cell cycle, that were interphase and division phase. We start interphase and divided the interphase into three main phases, that were G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. Then we discussed these three phases in detail. After that we start the division phase. First of all, we discuss about mitosis, that was a somatic cell division, during which we further study two main phases. First one was karyokinesis, we say that the division of nucleus, and the second one was the cytokinesis, we say that the division of the cytoplasm. During karyokinesis, you also observe four phases, that were prophase, metaphase, anaphase and at last telophase. After completion of these four phases, cytokinesis occurs, and then you also observe the division of cytoplasm or cytokinesis in animal and plant cell. And after that we start about the meiosis. We said that meiosis is also a type of cell division, but remember that it is not a somatic cell division. It is a type of cell division during which gametes or sex cells are divided. And we also says that during mitosis the number of chromosomes remain the same, while meiosis is also called reduction division, because during meiosis you observe that the number of chromosome remain half, as the parent cell have diploid number of chromosome, but after completion of meiosis we observe the daughter cells receive half the number of chromosome, haploid number of chromosome. So this was a short summary of the previous topics, and let's start our today's topic, that is meiosis 2. First of all, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 are phases of meiosis collectively. In meiosis 1 we studied that, as you can observe in your book, in meiosis 1 we also studied these four phases, that were prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1. Basically we focus on this diagram because we said that prophase 1 is the longest phase of meiosis. Almost 90% of the cell spent its time during the prophase, and during the prophase 1 we discuss three main events, in which first of all we have synapses, crossing over and at last chiasmata formation or chiasma. So we discuss in prophase 1, and we study up to the level when the parent cell is divided and produce two haploid daughter cells. Then we say after this completion, now the cell will undergoes meiosis 2. So I hope you remember the whole process, and now it will be clear you in meiosis 2. After completion of meiosis 1, these two daughter cells are produced. Now they will further undergo meiosis 2 and will also follow the same process, the same step, that was prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase, but we mention it with prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, because these are the phases of meiosis 2. So first of all, meiosis 2 is that when the two daughter cells are produced during meiosis 1, now they will move through meiosis 2. Each of the two daughter cells form and meiosis 1 will undergo meiosis 2. Generally, meiosis is similar like mitosis. Similar like mitosis means that during meiosis no change occur, only the number of chromosome, only the chromatids are divided and separated simply, and two more daughter cells from each daughter cell is produced. So that's why we called it as it is resembles, yeah, it is similar like mitosis, because during mitosis the number of chromosome always remain the same, and in meiosis 2 also the number of chromosome remain the same. So that is why we called them similar processes. So first of all, phases of meiosis 2. Meiosis further composed of two main phases as mitosis and meiosis 1. Karyokinesis, the division of nucleus. Cytokinesis, the division of cytoplasm. During karyokinesis, we have four phases, that is prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and telophase 2. And after completion of telophase, the cytokinesis occur, means the division of cytoplasm occur, and two daughter nuclei are produced. At the result, four daughter, during meiosis, four daughter cell will be produced. So now let's see what happens in the prophase 2. First of all, the chromosome become visible, nuclei and nuclear envelope disappears. We said that before the division phase, the chromosome are in condensed form and they are present in the form of a chromatin material or chromatin network. So when prophase 2 begins, these chromosomes become visible, and nuclei or nuclear envelope, the membrane which cover the nucleus, it is called nuclear membrane or nuclear envelope, they are also disappear. Now what happens that after the disappearance of the nuclear membrane and nuclear envelope or nucleoli, centriole moves towards the opposite pole. Centrioles are the organelle which produce spindle fiber and helps in the separation and the division of a chromosome. Now the spindle fibers are formed. Now metaphase will begin. What happens in the metaphase? The chromosomes which are now become visible in structure, they will attach with the spindle fibers, and the chromosome arrange themselves in the middle of the cell and form metaphase plate, or we call them equatorial plate, or we call them equator. Equator is the middle of the cell, center of the cell, and an equatorial plate is formed. After completion of metaphase 2, the cell will now go through the phase of anaphase 2. During anaphase, the centromere of each chromosome divides due to the pull exerted by spindle fibers. The sister chromatids move to the opposite poles. After that, telophase will begin. The nuclear envelope and nucleoli will reappear. The cytoplasm then divided, and four daughter cell with half number or haploid number of chromosome will be produced at the end. Focus on this diagram. Prophase 2 begin. The chromatin material or network become visible and form a chromosome. If you remember, during the mitosis, when we draw a diagram, you observe a structure like this. We draw some thread like structure and we call them that they are chromatin, but when this cell will enter the division phase, it will be visible and become chromosome. So during the prophase, as similar like mitosis, simply the chromosome become visible, then metaphase occur. These chromosomes arrange themselves in the middle of the cell. Then anaphase is the division phase. This is centriole, and they are spindle fibers which are attached with the centromere of the chromosome and attached with them and exert a pull pressure on them and separate them. After that, the nuclear envelope and nucleoli are again reappear, and after that cytokinesis occur, and each daughter cell produce similar copies like himself. And now we have four haploid cell. How many cell? Four haploid cell. So this is the last stage of meiosis and the completion of meiosis. Now the four daughter cell with the haploid number of chromosome are produced, and this is the end of our meiosis and meiosis 1 and 2. Now we will discuss about the significance of meiosis, that what is the benefit or what are the significance of meiosis. As you remember, after the mitosis we also discuss its significance. So we have two main significance of meiosis. First of all, we have gametes formation, and number second, we have genetic variation. Gametes are the sex cells or reproductive cell. The male gametes are called sperm, while the female gametes are called ovum. They are also produced during the meiosis. And genetic variation means the variety, the variation, the changes which occur in an organism to allow them to survive with the environment. So now let's see what is gamete formation. In animal, the parent cell with diploid number of chromosome undergo meiosis to produce haploid gametes. Sperm in males and ooa in females. The male and female gamete fuse together and make a zygote with diploid number. The zygote undergoes mitosis many times and develop into the new diploid organism. In animal and plant cell, first of all we discuss in animal. As I mentioned before, the male sex cells that are called sperm and the female sex cells that are called ovum or ooa, they undergo meiosis and produce a diploid zygote. You can observe here what is zygote. When the male and female sex cell fuse together, after their fusion, zygote is formed. Now what happens in diploid plant? The spore mother cells with diploid number of chromosome undergo meiosis to make haploid spores. 2n number of chromosome will go under meiosis and it will reduce to haploid or n. These spores grow into haploid structure which produce haploid gametes by mitosis. The gametes combine produce the diploid zygote. The zygote undergoes repeated mitosis to become the new diploid plants. Genetic variation during sexual reproduction. We discussed it in the previous topic that we have two types of reproduction, sexual and asexual reproduction. The reproduction which have the sense of gametes and the reproduction which do not have the formation of gametes, which is involve only single parent body or single parent cell, it's called asexual reproduction. While the reproduction in which the gametes are produced, in which the male and female cells and parents are involved, they are called sexual reproduction. So meiosis help to create genetic variation among the offspring. Offspring mean young ones or new ones produced from the organism. During meiosis, the chromosome of each parent undergo genetic recombination. It produces gametes with different genetic combinations. Gamete fuse to form zygote with different genetic combination. Thus meiosis allow a species to bring variation to handle the changes in the environment. As I mentioned before in the previous lecture in prophase 1, that during prophase 1 the chiasmata formation occurs, which is the main source of genetic variation. What happens when a homologous chromosome, homo means same, the chromosomes which are similar in shape and structure, they change their one pair, and due to this lots of genes are exchanged between the chromosome pair, and it occurs on the cell level, and then in different cells this synapses, this crossing over and this process of chiasma formation occurs, due to which the chromosome exchange one pairs, and due to this the genetic variations occurs in the organism's body. This is the last topic of our chapter number 5. After that we have apoptosis and necrosis. These are excluded topic of the book, so we will not discuss it. I hope you will understand it betterly. Wish you all the best. Inshallah, MCQs will be discussed in today's online class, so you will observe there clearly, inshallah. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.